The purpose of root cause analysis is very simple. Look at the question, then go to the depth of the question, how we can improve it. But before going into the root cause analysis, I want you guys to introduce to you one of my booklet, 7-step formula. That's formula that I recommend that you use to solve PMP question. Okay, the formula that I recommend that you use to solve PMP question. There are 7 steps. If you follow, for sure you will get a very good answer for the question. Now, all these 7 steps will be applicable most of the time to most of the questions. Not all the question, most of the time to most of the questions. These 7 steps will be okay. So yeah, basically, this is a book I was reading. 7-step formula. Where is my files? Yeah. So 7-step formula basically goes in this way. Step number 1 that I recommend is that you read the question slowly. Okay. Now, why do I recommend to read the question super slow? Guys, all of us are here. They are not native speaker. None of you is basically native speaker. My audience language is basically second language is English. Okay. My audience second language is English. First language, what is your first language? Why don't you put in the chat box? I love that question. What is your first language? Put it in the chat box. So that is your uh, that is basically kind of your first language. Second language, we are learning English. It can be other, like for Tamil, their second language can be Hindi, and so and so. But English is second or third language. So with the second or third language, this comes to our mind. I need to read fast, otherwise I will not understand. That is not the case. That is not the case. If you are sitting in this class, your English is good. Your English is good without any doubt. Your English is good. Okay, I can write it down for you that your English is good because you have at least taken 3 days of my PMP training. Minimum those people are there. So you have gone through the entire material of that way. So your English is good. Keep that thing out of your mind. Justin, maybe your German is not good, but I'm sure about English is good. I'm not sure how is your German. I tried to learn German one time. Ich bin. That's it. I forget the remaining part. Yeah. Okay. So English is not a problem. So step number 1 is you slow down. Now, whenever I ask the students to slow down, you may say that I will run out of time. I have 1,000 plus PMPs. All of those who follow this method, they never run out of time. They never run out of time. And for the first 13 topics you're doing, I am not giving you timed mocks. Let me show you my simulator, which you will get later on. Okay. PM. This is my actually simulator. Yeah. Okay. So I have even put all these chapters with the timed mocks. If somebody says that I need the mocks with, I have that. I can give you access. I don't give it to you. I give you Google Forms so that you don't focus on the first 13 topics on the timer. In order to solve the question answer, the first thing is understanding the fundamentals, understanding the topic, what that topic is, right? For example, where are you in the stakeholder? You identify the stakeholder, rank them, classify them, prioritize them, and put that into which document? Risk register, right? Right, Mohit? Risk register, no?
Yeah.
So you were not listening.
No, a stakeholder.
Stakeholder register, right?
Stakeholder register. Yeah.
We put them into stakeholder register. Then we make stakeholder engagement matrix, which look at the current engagement of the stakeholder and our desired engagement, and we make a stakeholder engagement plan. Then we make a communication plan, 4 hours of communication. Then resource plan. What does the resource plan? What does the resource management plan tells you? I need 63 answers here. What does the resource management plan tells you? What does the resource management plan tells you? How to acquire, develop, manage, and release the resources. Four things. Acquire. Remember, we discuss which type of resources, then develop, training need, then manage them, conflict, emotional intelligence, release them. Okay. So these things we need to know when we are solving the question answers. Okay. Then we discuss that we made a procurement management plan, and then we get the agreement. Like in planning phase of the procurement, we make the procurement management plan. In the execution, we sign the agreement. That is execution. Once the agreement is signed, execution is completed. In control procurement, that is monitoring and control, we get the deliverables, and if there's a conflict, we handle those conflicts. Right? This was the things we discussed. You need to know that. For that, I gave you a task. The task was make mind map. Right? Make mind map of topic, then do the question answers, then do the root cause analysis. Right? If you do that, then there is no other problem that we can face into it. So timer is not a problem for you. Time will never be a problem for you. Okay? Timer will never be a problem. So please slow down. Now, when I say slow down, what does slow down means? It depends at which level you are currently. For example, Sarika, she is solving 180 questions. Okay. For her, slow down means like you need to solve the question in 80 to 85 seconds, something like that, not less than that. And let's put it that Anushk today did fundamental question. I don't care even if you take 4 minutes in one question and you are solving question. That's okay at the start. Okay. But the purpose is that slow down. Okay. Now the question comes, why I am yelling at slow down, slow down, slow down? What is the benefit of that? Guys, when you start speaking slow and you are reading something, that things become a picture in your mind. If I'm not, if I'm right or wrong, let's play experiment. An elephant is eating grass. An elephant is eating grass. Say it like this. Elephant is eating grass. Or say it like that. An elephant is eating grass. Does the picture comes to your mind or not when you slow down? Put in the chat box, yes or no. That is the reason. When you are reading slowly, actually you jump into the question that and you understand actually what is happening, which is the most important thing. Now, there will be a timer limit. Amer, I just said that at your level, at currently at which level are you? Don't worry about the timer. Haven't I said that, Amer? Put in the chat box, Amer. Have I said that or not? Then don't worry about the timer for now. Okay? Don't worry about the timer for now. When you are done with the 13 topics, your understanding is right, then we will worry about that. For now, focus on one and only one thing, understanding the question. So slowing down is the most important thing. Second thing, second step from my 7-step formula. Read the last line first. Achha, this is more applicable when your question is of 3-liners or more than that. And majority of your exam question will be 3-liner or more than that. Okay. Read the last line first. Now, when you read the last line first, what happened? Most of the time it has the question in it. Most of the time, not every time, but most of the time, the last line actually has a question in it that what should the project manager do next? And secondly, this will be very useful, God forbid, if you run out of time and you want to catch the question answers. Okay, so reading the last line is helpful. Now, I recommend after reading the last line, you go and read the question. But after reading the last line, you can also read the option. That is also fine. That also work. Some of my student has given me feedback that after reading the last line, I read the options. I identified it from the option and last line, what the actually question is. Okay. Then I read the question, it become easy for me. Again, your mind will be, when I'm saying this thing, your mind is start saying to yourself, but I will run out of time. It is saying that. How many of you are thinking, but I will run out of time? Put in the chat one. Yeah. Yeah, Harun. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Nabia, you will not run out of time. Don't worry about that. That's for sure. Just do this. You cannot run out of time. It's a lot. We have a lot of time in the exam. Okay. Now, you have done the read. You have read the last line first. Now, the third one is very important. Identify the keyword. Every question will have some keywords. Okay. One or two keywords. Like risk has occurred, or issue has been identified, stakeholder has left the company, you are in agile, or you are in predictive. Some keywords will be there in the question. Your job is, and the reason we are slowing down is this. We are trying to identify the key. The reason we are reading the last line is this. We are trying to identify the keywords. Okay, we are trying to identify the keywords. Then like try to identify the context of the question, what the question is saying to you. Okay, what the question is saying it to you. And plus try to find out at which process group are you. Now I got this question from one of the student today, how I am going to identify at which process group am I. Very simple. What are the three things that happen in initiation? Put in the chat box. What are the three things that happen in the initiation? Project charter, stakeholders are identified, put in there, stakeholder register, prioritize, assumption log. What do we make in pre-initiation? What do we make in pre-initiation? Business case, benefit management plan. So anything that says that we can easily identify it. So far you are with me? Okay. What happens in closing? You are writing the final report. Project is closed. Okay. Team is being released. Lesson learns are updated. Things are being closed now. Okay. What happens in planning? What happens in planning? Put in the chat box. We are planning something. We are putting the risk in the risk register. We are ranking the risk. We are planning to get the team. We are planning to engage them. We are planning. We are not doing anything. We are not producing anything. Okay? Planning. We are planning. No, procurement risk quality, it all happens in execution also. No? Amisha, now in execution. Execution are we are doing here. In procurement, we are having a bidder conference. In risk, we are implementing the risk response. In quality, we are doing quality assurance, audit, right? Right? We can talk about each knowledge area, each scope, schedule, cost, what happens in each one if you want to talk. If anyone has any confusion, I'm here. Now, what happens in monitoring and control? The purpose of monitoring and control is to compare plan versus actual and see where we are. Raise the change request. Comparison, variance analysis. Variance analysis. Planned versus actual. Monitoring and changing the progress. So that's what happened in the process group. Don't make it complex. It is not complex. It is not meant to be complex. So don't make it. Clear? Risk Identify scope. In scope, we implement that. Okay, good, good. Rupak, is there a question? You can ask also. Now, once you have identified, the next step is basically, this is a question that people keep on asking me. If the question categorically says that we are in a predictive life cycle, it is written, then you're in a predictive life cycle. If the question says that we are in an agile environment, then you're in an agile environment. If it does not says, then you're in a hybrid environment. Then you are always in a hybrid environment. Okay, in hybrid. What do you mean by hybrid environment? Three things, minimum three things. First, we will raise a change request for every single thing. We will try to make MVP and give value to the customer. Third, we will act like a servant leader. The best of both. The best of. It will be written that you are working in a predictive life cycle. So that's Amer Ali. It will be written that you are working in an agile life. You are working in an agile team. Okay. Gee guys, it is clear to everyone? I need 66, yes or no. If it is not written, you will consider it as a hybrid. Islam, you will consider a hybrid if it is not written. Yes, Mahmood. For life cycle, it must be written, it's a predictive, it will be written there that you are working in a predictive life cycle. Or for a agile, it must be written in the question, you are working in an agile life cycle. If it is not written, then you will automatically assume I'm in a hybrid environment. Okay, in a hybrid, you need a change request for a plan. You try to give value to the customer and you act as a servant leader. Okay. What do I mean by servant leader? What does the servant leader does? Somebody can put in the chat box, or better, everybody can put in the chat box. He likes like the mother, identify the training needs, work with the team, develop them, build them, things like that. Yeah. Acha ji. Understand the role in the context, what you are trying to do in this pattern question. Okay. And finally, if you don't do anything and just do this thing, 9 out of 10 times, your question will be right. I am saying 9 out of 10. Your question will be right. Elimination technique. Understand the elimination technique. Traditional is predictive. Ghulam Nabi, predictive, plan driven is traditional. What does elimination technique means? Elimination technique means you go to each option. Let's say there are 4 options, A, C, D. You went to the A option and you felt A is the right answer, right? You don't pick the answer. No. You don't pick the answer. You go to option B. Check the answer. You justify why B is wrong in your mind. Then you go to option number C. You justify why option C is wrong and why D is wrong. It must be then. Okay. Select. Aslan, what I am saying, focus on that more than focus on typing. Okay. Try to understand that. If you have any question, then ask. Okay. You go through each single option, all the options, and justify which option is right, which is wrong. In PMP, now don't ever give me the answer when I ask you what is the root cause analysis. You will say I am getting confused in 2 options. In the entire PMP exam or PMP preparation, most of the time 2 options are useless. 2 options are near to each other. Mostly Both two are right. Both of them are right. But one is best, the other is better. You need to go to the best option. I'll repeat. You go to the best option. Acha, one of my students also shared that this trick worked for him. When you go for option A and option A looked like a right answer, you picked it and you move to next question. But if you go to option D and D looks like a right answer, no, you will automatically go to read C, B, A. So you can also do this trick if you are like your mind always run away to the next question. Read option D, then C, then B, then A. That trick may work for you. Okay, guys, you see, there's a term known as shu ha rai. In Japanese, there's a term known as shu ha rai. Shu mean you are a learner, you don't know anything. So when you are at the shu stage, you follow the guru, the mentor without any question. Batch 5, you are at shu stage. And some of batch 4, you are also shu stage. Please, for some time, without any question, follow this for some time. And sometime, by some time, I mean 13 topics that you are solving question answer. Follow this thing. When you will reach to her stage where you understand a lot of these things, then you can question my methods. Like Abu Bakr Siddiq, Mohid, Onkar, Sarika, people like them, they are at that stage. And then Ra, Shuhara, Ra, ya Rai. When you reach the master stage, you don't have to follow my pattern. You do whatever you want to do. And that is when you become certified PMP, right? So for this stage, you need to follow elimination techniques, some tips, some tricks, things like that. Are we clear about 7-step formula? If we are, then please put. If not, please ask by raising your hand. And I will share this 7-step formula booklet. This is 17 pages to the group. Okay, sure. Now comes the root cause analysis. We will solve a question, one or two, and then we will do the root cause analysis for that questions. Okay. Here are my questions. Yeah. Close. Coaching on. Okay. Acha ji, I'll solve one question myself. Okay. Then, and you guys, I am giving you 70 seconds. Put your answer in the chat box. Okay. And I am solving this question. Then I will solve this question. I'll apply and please use that 7-step formula while solving this question. The timer is up, but I'm still giving you time because at this stage, I don't care about how much time you take. I more care about that. Do you understand this question or not? Which document will ensure team follow a consistent approach for decision making? Now, this is step number 1. I am reading it slowly. Step number 2, I'm reading the last line first. If you look at that, even without reading the question, I get a context of that. Not necessary, 50% you will get that, but not necessary. Which document? The question is asked, the keyword is here, document, okay. Team uses for a decision. So which is team decision document. If I understand PMP, so I know that even without reading that, which document is that, okay. Now I'll use elimination technique. I'll first go to the options and I'll go from DCB. Communication management plan. Now elimination technique says if you say that is a wrong answer, you must justify. No, communication management plan only talks about 4 hours of communication. What are the 4 hours of communication? What are the 4 hours of communication, guys? Put in the chat box. What is the 4 hour? Amisha, you, Tariq Alvi Saab, put what are the 4 hours? Since you put D as an answer, I read everybody answer in the chat box now. Right information at right time to right people to have right impact. So communication plan has nothing about the decision. It has nothing about the decision. So I'm going to eliminate this option. Okay. Team charter can be. Can be. Now this is the right answer, but still PMP demands elimination technique demands I go through the stakeholder plan. No, it is about strategies, right? Engaged stakeholder. It has nothing to do about team. Project charter, it's a high level information. Okay. High level information. Tariq Saab, I guess you did not watch the recorded videos of day 1 so far. Please watch that. Okay, 4 hour means right information to right people at right time to a right impact. That is all the communication plan is about. Okay. Acha, now I read the question to make sure my answer is right or not. Okay. Here I solve the question immediately. In the next question, I will do the different method. The project manager is leading a global project for a pharmaceutical company. The drug will be used to save life for people. In developing these technologies, many new artificial technologies will be developed. Project manager has a team from all over the world working in different times. So which document will be used? So yes, this was the only thing. All that information was unnecessary. Last line was enough. Now, I have solved the question. So far, everyone agrees with that I have solved the question. The question is clear. Now I will tell you what to do the root cause analysis. I'll show you 2 methods, the simplest one and the little bit complex one. Okay, which one to use? Your choice. Okay, for me, I don't actually care. For me, that you have done the root cause analysis, that is more than enough. Okay, acha, acha. So where is my new Excel file? Okay, so let's say this is new file. Okay, I'll zoom it for you. I'll put topic. What is the topic on the file? Topic, let's say it's fundamental. Okay, I'm just sharing it to you. Fundamental. Question 1. Don't put the question, don't put anything, just put one thing, the lesson you learned. Okay, for this question pertinently that we did, the lesson is that all decisions for me made by project team should follow team charter. Something like that. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. That is more than enough. Or team charter is used for decision. Okay. Now, what lesson you learn from this question? It will be different from what I learned. Like when you were solving this question, what did you learn? You could have learned that communication management plan is used for this purpose. Tariq sir, when you do this question, this will be your and Amisha that you learned it. Communication plan has nothing to, you can also put that in the lesson. Or project charter is used for high level information. That is also an option. You can do that. Your lesson. You do it. What you do. Okay. One of this is how you do root cause analysis. Is this clear to everyone? When I ask you to do the root cause analysis and share Excel file, this is what I'm asking. G, 66 people. Is this clear to especially batch 5? Is it clear? Okay. Now, means not only, yes, Hafiz Sahab, I'm saying this for that wrong and right, both options. Okay. It is like an elimination technique, but you learned elimination technique, you review your explanation of answer and then put it there. Put justification there in the Excel file. Vishal, is it clear? So then we use the analysis to go. Yes, yes, you can go back after this one, after doing 4 or 5 topics that where you are getting mistake. That is the purpose actually. Okay. Is one sub clear? Please put in the chat box. Yeah. Acha, one of my student, he does a beautiful root cause analysis. I kind of love it. Okay. Where is his root cause analysis? This is my leads. Where is his root cause analysis? Okay, I'll open it again. Yeah. He does a beautiful root cause analysis. But that is more than needed. If you want to do it up to that level, that is also okay. For example, he did for the agile root cause analysis. He copied the question, he copied the options, he put what he selected, what is the right answer, and what did the justification, he put it there. And if he had any doubt that he can ask in the coaching call or in the group, he also put that even after going to the justification. That is the most extensive way. If you want to do that, you can also do that, or you can only put the question number, like you can entirely hide that and get it here. Okay. Clear? Anyone has any question so far, they can ask. I am sharing this root cause analysis format. I know many of you are putting message to me that can we have this root cause analysis sample. I'm sharing this with you. You can have this. Okay. But make your own root cause analysis. Make your own root cause. GMR sir.
I did the root cause of fundamental today. So what I did, I opened the Excel and I solved first question, and I put the reason against it, and that's how I made the root cause. So this is the right process, or should I
No,
complete
no.
all? Then I
After
put the
solving
reason
the question answer you did, or while doing the question answer?
while doing the question.
No, no, no. Root cause analysis. The meaning is after you have solved the question, then you review them and then put the justification. After reviewing the justification from the comments, for example, when you solve the question answers will give you a justification, right? The question
Yes.
answers, every question answer that I have shared with you, they have the justification. For example, if I open the risk topic question answers in front of you, okay, and let's say I solve them. Okay, let's say these are the risk questions. You are solving it. Okay. How many risk questions are there? Is it 20 or 50? Anyone can tell me? How many questions of risk we have? Okay. Yeah. So whenever, I guess it's 50 question. When you solve the 50 question, it will give you a justification. You need to read the justification. From that justification, compare your understanding. Why did you, what was your wrong? And that learning you need to put into that lesson learns. No? The purpose of lesson learn is to get the identify what you did wrong. Okay, when you are putting your, that is your reasoning. If you want to put that, put your reasoning, that is perfectly fine. But where your reasoning get wrong or right, you need to identify that. Otherwise you should get 100% if your all reasoning are right. What you are doing, Amar, is more like that. When what we see in movies, when somebody is doing experiment and they are recording themselves, it's more like that thing. If you want to do that, that's okay. But after doing the question, you also need to review and put that there. Clear? Marsa, clear? Okay. Gee, anyone root cause analysis is same? Yeah, it's the same thing. as a lesson learned. I sometimes say root cause, sometimes lesson. Somebody is unmute, Mohit, mute them. Yeah. G, anyone has any question that you would like to ask? Can we do the next question? Now, in this question, I will not go to the options. I will directly go to the question. Okay. Shadi man, mute yourself. Okay. All the deliverables have been completed. So when I read this line, something has been completed. So this looks to me like it goes to the client. It goes to closing and they are accepted by the client. Good. What should the project manager do first? The keyword is first, to start closing the project. Now the question yells at you, we want to close that. Okay. Start writing the lesson learned. Yes, he should write lesson learned. That's a good thing. So I'll mark it. Release the resources. Maybe get approval from the sponsor. That is the first thing you need to do. Unless the sponsor says you are ready to close, you cannot close. Write down final report also. Now here, all these things are that we do in the closing. But the question says first, among these, this is the first thing we do. Okay. So now in Excel, I can put as a lesson learned that the first thing that we do when closing is to get approval from the sponsor. Clear to everybody? Acha, let's do what if on the question. What if I do on the question is basically I try to change the scenario of the question on the same. The question said that all these things and sponsor has given you approval. Sponsor has given you approval. Sponsor has given you approval. What would you do? And that's a good question. What is the first thing now you do when the sponsor has given you approval? Ghulam Nabi release the resource comes very late. Neil, very late. We need to start writing the final report. That is the first thing. After that, we get that. Start writing the final report. Okay. If the question says that, now let me just keep on doing what if. The final report has already been written. You are writing the final report. What will you do now? Next. What will you do next? Now, A is the option. Indra, no. My friend, understand this thing. If you release the team, who will write the report? Who will write the lesson learns? You are going to do. You don't know all the lesson learns, na? So sequence is kind of this. First, you get approval from the sponsor. Then you start writing the final report. Then lesson learned and documents, and then release it. How many lesson learned for your root cause analysis for Excel file, I gave it to you from one question. This is called beauty of root cause. Now comes the next interesting question. Faisal, just give me 1 second. Sir, I solved the question in 1 hour, but it took me 4 hours to do the root cause analysis. Yes, it is supposed to be. It is supposed to be. The 50 questions root cause analysis should take 2 to 3 hours, especially for stakeholder communication team agile. If you are doing root cause analysis in 1 hour for these 3-4 topics, other topics are straightforward. Like quality is this tool there, those are not. Risk is also little difficult but straightforward. Okay, but if you are doing the root cause in 1 hour, you are doing something wrong. Okay, you are doing something wrong. Ji Faisal sir.
Hey, Assalamu alaikum. Amer, I have a question regarding the lesson learned now. So mostly it has to be done by the project owner or the business owner who has
Team,
already been seen.
team. Actually, everyone need to do that. Okay.
To the which is the client asset, right?
No,
So it can
clients,
be manipulated.
stakeholders. The first responsibility lies on team. If we talk about overall responsibilities, it lies on the stakeholders. Okay.
And which document is this supposed to be part of? To make sure that lesson learned to be done by the project manager. Which document we should write this statement?
No, lesson learned should not be done by project manager alone. It should be done by team. Team. Let's say the question is that who will do the lesson learn? Option is A, project manager, B, sponsor, C, stakeholder, D, team. The right answer is stakeholders, because stakeholder consists everyone. Then the next answer will be team. Okay, but let's say the question is who is accountable for lesson learn. Now comes the project manager. Okay, no, Justin, he is not. Project sponsor is only accountable for the complete project. That's it, nothing else. He's not responsible or accountable for anything else. Yeah, it's kind of a person who is a god. One of my coach or trainer says that sponsor is like a god or a demigod who sits above, and you just need to go to him sometimes. I cannot use that analogy because my teams are mostly religious and that comes, but he used to say that he's kind of a demigod, if you know Hercules and people like that. So correlation to that. Acha ji. Ji Neil. Okay, I am a bit confused about that. Himanshu, I haven't explained the closing to you guys. You guys haven't studied, so don't worry. We will get to that in detail. Ji Neil, go ahead.
So, Amir, actually, in the fundamental, the question says the same thing that you just elaborated.
Stakeholder.
But don't you?
The answer is stakeholder.
Yes, I understand. But in stakeholder, there might be various people, whether
So
they are
we
involved in project or
we
not.
need to get the lesson from everyone now.
Okay.
Okay. We need to get the lesson from everyone. Okay, guys, just give me 1 second. There's so much noise. Whether internal, if the question asks, the question is not gonna ask internal, external, but I would say yeah, internal and external both can come. Gee, is this clear to everyone? Still anyone has any confusion on this thing? Guys, this coaching call is very, very important. If you can follow it, your PMP journey will be very small. I have students, like, he did all the topic. I asked him to do a root cause analysis. I don't have time for that, but I want to do PMP 3 weeks. I said, I have no magic pill. I cannot help. If you don't follow my method, I cannot do it. Right? There's a reason you don't have to read books. This important. Unidentified. No. Yeah. There was unidentified voice. So Onkar will put in the issue log. Actually, it is supposed to be my risk register. It's my office boy. Everyone leaves the office. No? They have to clean it sometime. I am sitting here till 1 a.m. So they have to clean it sometime. No? It's not his fault. But he's talking to family when I so that's yeah. G, can we solve the next question, guys? That's good. We'll watch the video. Yes, Arslan. Let's not use those words hell Wi-Fi. Let's be kind as a servant leader because we have that community. Please use the language, more kind language. This is a good question. I like it. The project manager is working in a matrix organization. An important resource left the team to join another organization. Now the project manager need a resource whom he should contact first. Acha, first thing first. When the question says matrix, it is balance matrix. Both have same power. Okay. The question says whom he should contact first. Functional manager, yes, he should contact him. Now, here comes the problem. You will go to A option and you leave it. Right? Tariq Sahab again, watch the first option. Okay. Now, this is an interesting thing, but me and Mr. Tariq had a discussion. Tariq Sahab had an experience of 30 plus years experience, right? Or give or take. But the language of PMP is, you would say human resource. There is nothing like a human resource manager in PMP. It is called as functional manager. What I called as, you need to wear PMP hat while solving PMP question. Okay, so please do watch that topic. With all due respect, I understand where you're coming from, but do watch that video. Yeah. But Farhan, that is your question, shouldn't be wrong. So first we should contact functional manager, but elimination technique says that I must go to all option. Sponsor? No, 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 no. Later on. First, the question is asking first. Human resource, there is nothing human resource in PMP. Team member, no, why should we go to team member? So A is the answer. Even though I know for 100% sure that A is the answer, still I will go to all option. This is called elimination technique. Okay, we must, there is nothing HR in the PMP language. Yes, here that's why. Justin, if the question does not say it's a weak matrix or a strong matrix, it's automatically you are working in a balanced matrix. Okay, and matrix mean actually balanced matrix. Otherwise, the question will say weak matrix, strong matrix. Okay. Yes, both have the same power, Namar. That's why we will go to him and ask him. You are not ordering him. You're asking him, hey, you can help me. If he does not agree, then you go to sponsor. Okay. Then you go to sponsor. Yeah. So again, lesson learn, you can put a lesson learn in root cause analysis. Okay, in weak matrix, he has power, strong matrix, things like that. Yeah. Achha, achha. This will be a good question. A senior manager complain he is not receiving information. What should the project manager do first? Now that's a very interesting question. B. 4 hours of communication. 4 hours of communication. What is 4 hours of communication? Now this question has very interesting things, but for batch 5, just understand 4 hours of communication. Okay. Stakeholder register can be. Let's check the communication plan, that why is not receiving the information. If not, then we will put it in the issue log that the problem has occurred and so on and so on. Okay. But no, yes, no, no. Okay. Acha ji. What will the project manager do? You are the project manager. You are in planning, procurement, and shortlisting seller. One of the member had asked you to select seller. You find that seller recommended is a good seller, okay, and meet all the requirement, good, but he is the brother of steering committee. He's a good seller. The question does not say he's not a good seller, it's a good seller. Report unethical activity, it's not an unethical activity. He meets the requirement. Na? Report conflict of interest. Yes, that can be, but means like there's a problem. Hire the seller? No, we cannot directly hire the seller. Reject the seller, he does meet the criteria. B is the right answer. Let's say, now let me put what if on this question. Does not meet the requirement. Just give me 1 second. It does not meet the requirement. Then what will be the answer? If it does not meet the requirement and still is asking, that will be unethical activity. Since he meets the requirement, he's just trying to get a hands off there. So that is conflict of interest. That he is in the steering committee and he's trying to use his force. Okay. G. Yes, Jatin. Justin.
Hi, Amer. My question was regarding the previous question. The answer. So I was thinking that the first place where what I will look is the stakeholder register to confirm is the if this manager is
90% of the time, yes. But remember this thing. If you get any of the R in the question, close your eyes and put your answer on communication. G.
Okay.
Clear? Yes, Rupak.
On this question, the second part, you mentioned that he has not meet the requirement. Only that part has changed, but he is the brother of steering committee. So if it not meets the requirement, why to go for A? We can directly go to D
Well, it
straightforward, right?
can be. But since he's a senior member, so that's why I went to that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yep. Thank you.
Anyone else? Is not the so guys, you said does not. Yeah. Then it becomes the A answer. Okay. So guys, this was the first coaching call test. I hope you have enjoyed it. As you learn more, you will enjoy more. Tomorrow we will solve 10 live question 10 live questions on YouTube. I'll share the link. Okay, at 8 p.m. UA time. Not tomorrow, Wednesday. Sorry, Wednesday. Tomorrow is kind of my Tuesday, most of the time, kind of my off day. Yeah. No. So I just put it here. I'm a human, let me make mistakes. Okay. So Wednesday, 8 p.m. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, do that here. I put a lot of content. Okay. If you haven't done that, please do that. I put a lot of content for you that and get the notification and that you can get it there. Okay. I also put, yeah, my program is coming, things like that. But I at least try to get 1 or 2 video, things like that for whatever the things is. And if you have any topic that is confusing, you always ping me. I love to get know to that and make a video of that topic. Okay. Where to see that playlist? There's a playlist name as a journey. Thank you very much, guys. See you on Wednesday. Please complete your assignment. With that, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever